Hello, Sagittarius. This is Jeff Smith, your professional astrologer, here with you at Raise Your Vibration TV. This is your June 2023 horoscope. Yes, I have taken the tarot readings and astrology and made them separate. If you watch my channel, you're like, oh, wow, now we're getting two. Sagittarius, also, everybody is getting a tarot reading and an astrology reading. I was thinking I would pack too much into it. And I thought if I separate the two, we'll have more time to do the tarot cards and to get the guidance from that, and also to look at the forecast a little bit more in depth. So I'm really happy to be launching these now double sets of videos. I'm doing a lot of videos, but you know what? I'm going to make this work. So thank you for your patience. I'm doing the fire signs first: fire, earth, air, and water. And I'm going to also do that for the tarot reading. So that's 24 videos in a month. And I got a lot more planned. You know, it's just that fire energy, just like I'm a Leo and you're a Sagittarius. We got that fire energy. It's time to get things done. So without further ado, thank you so much, Sagittarius, for being here. Let's check out your June 2023 forecast. So look at that. Right out of the gate, we've got some intense times coming. And you know, it's going to affect you differently. This is all about moving forward and getting rid of some old values and working on ourselves. And I think for June, for Sagittarius, what you really need to do is take the opportunity to change your routine, get motivated. I see a lot of Sagittarius wanting to exercise and get outside and get moving. But there's this Pluto energy that's saying, well, let's hold on a minute. Let's not keep moving fast here. Let's go ahead and take stock in what we're doing. So at the first of the month, you can be a little agitated. You know, we got the full moon coming up in a few days, so you can start to feel that energy. And we're going to go over that chart in a little bit. But it's an intense time for us fire signs. And what we're feeling right now is this push and this pull. You know, I got to do things, but we don't need to do everything all at once. You know what I mean? Sagittarius, you can't get it all done in one day. Space yourself out, prioritize things. You know what I mean? But what this is also doing is bringing up a lot of emotions right at the beginning of the month to kind of weed things out. This could be an excellent time to communicate to other people, relationships, that kind of thing, about, you know, how you view, how you value your relationships. But there's a huge focus on routine, and you have an opportunity to make that happen. It's just getting rid of your old ways. And that's the thing, Sag. You got a really tough time of changing your beliefs. And the universe is kind of prompting you to be like, all right, dude, listen, this ain't working. The way that you thought about this before, maybe 10 years ago, could have worked for you then, but it sure the fuck ain't working for you now. And you need to change this. Your daily habits need to change. And you know this, and you're making strides to do it. But don't let things get in the way. Tell the universe what you want. I want to release this emotional baggage so I can move forward and feel grounded. That's another thing. With Jupiter in your sixth house and the North Node just teetering together, it's a great time for you to start making the changes in your routine. Let's just not overdo it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of push and pull to get things done. I gotta go. And it's fixed energy. It's stiff. It's rigid. You gotta bend a little bit in the wind or you're gonna break. And that's the truth. So right out of the gate, June's going to be a little difficult for fire signs, especially Sagittarius. Well, not especially, but it's more for Leos and Aries. But for Sagittarius, this is all about, you know, I got to get rid of these beliefs. You know, everything, my routine needs to change. All of that is going to come to light. And not only that, there's going to be a focus on relationships at the beginning of the month and making those relationships work. And there's a duality to them also, too. So let's go ahead and look at the full moon on June 3rd. June 3rd, the full moon is happening in your sign. So that's happening in your first house. And That's all about, again, relationships and what I need and what the other person needs. Am I satisfying both? Am I giving too much to a relationship? Am not and sacrificing myself? That's the thing. That's what Pluto's trying to give you perspective on. That's why you feel this edge, is because you got to look at it for what it is. You know what I mean? It's like you can no longer fool yourself. And that's the rub. That's the rub. Not only that, it makes relationships difficult because Venus is going to be opposite Pluto for most of the month. Well, for the beginning of it, the majority of it, you know what I mean? So, we gotta look at this from a different and loving perspective. We gotta really get in touch with our emotions. Don't hide from them. Don't try to keep yourself busy in order to do what you gotta do. This is the time to really kick back and take stock in your life. What's important? What's not? What needs to go and what needs to stay? Are my relationships fulfilling me fully and completely? Or am I giving way too much to somebody else? And this is going to come to light around that time. And, we need perspective on that. Is the relationship with myself just as sacred as the relationships I hold for others? That's going to be a big theme for you at the beginning of the month. And then we've got Venus moving into Leo on Monday, the 5th. So this will, again, bring that fire energy. You know what? It's being passionate. It brings that passionate energy and that romance. And maybe that's what you're looking for, is a little weekend rendezvous. And I say go out and fucking get it, especially if you deserve it. Actually, you deserve it. So what's even the discussion here? You know what I mean? Gain some perspective, please. Gain some perspective. So as we move down the month, we got Pluto going back into Capricorn because it's retrograde. We're going to see a lot of major planets go retrograde 1 month at a time. And Pluto's going to be jumping in and out of Capricorn and Aquarius for most of the year. So we need to go ahead and again, it's making us knuckle down and get some perspective, change the way we're looking at things. Not only that, on the 11th, but Mercury is moving into Gemini, and that is prime time. Gemini is the sign that Mercury rules. It's all about communication. Get clear on what you need to say. Don't hold back, but do it with tact, not with ego. There's that push and pull I was talking about. So we move on. We've got also a square between Venus and Jupiter, your planet, ruling planet. So, that the 11th is going to be intense, but it's making you look at what you value. Is this worth it? Can I do this? Is it what I love to do? All right. And then we head into the 17th. That's a Saturday. Saturn goes retrograde. So again, it's time to go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? So there could be things at home that need to be taken care of again, because it seems like there's this veil around everything, but you got the perfect opportunity to put your emotion into it and it will turn out. Then the next day on the 18th is the new moon in Gemini opposite your sign. So again, it focuses on communication. And this is going to be taking place. And if it happened in your first house, this is going to be taking place in your 7th house of relationships. Let me pull up that chart really quick. Keep forgetting I gotta switch over. It's the first run, all right? But not only that, it's going to be a time of looking at what matters, relationships, making the best of them. And it's going to be a good energy, but it's making you move. Pluto is saying, you got to look at this different, kid. You got to look at this different. And relationships are going to be a huge focus. And June 21st is the summer solstice. That's when the sun finally moves into Cancer. It's Cancer season for all you early July babies. And that is going to really start to pack in the emotions. So get outside and ground. We have way too much fiery energy going on inside of us, and it needs a release. It literally needs a release this month. So I hope you find that, Sag, because you really need it. Again, is it Am I getting it out of a relationship or am I getting it from myself? That's really important. But the summer solstice is is basically an astrological holiday, and you want to take advantage of this, you know. And when we have the summer solstice, it's a time to give thanks to the other seasons. This is a time when things start to bloom, that things start to reproduce, and it's a time of love and enjoying yourself outside after being in the winter for so long. Even though you're a winter sign, you got to get out there and get some sun. Enjoy that sun, and you'll do that. So I know it's on a Wednesday, but you know, this energy that happens on the 17th, the 18th, and then the 21st of June is going to prompt you to have good times and change your routine. It can't be all work. It's got to have a balance, and that's what you're going to be striving for this month. So good for you, you know. You know, we've got your planet, your ruler Jupiter, sextiling Saturn. So again, there's situations, you know, there's help on the way. You're not doing this by by yourself. You've actually got help with your ruling planet. And this is going to make things progress, but it's going to be tough. But anything worth keeping is worth fighting for. You know what I mean? And it's not easy. So again, focus on love, relationships, starting a new relationship, maybe enhancing a relationship. I see a lot of engagements for Sagittarius, renewing their vows, that kind of thing. So, you know, let June be the start of a great summer for yourself. And don't back down from any of that, Sag. Not this month. This is the time to get things done, but you got to think of a new way of approaching it, especially about things in your routine. You're going to have the motivation to do it. You just got to let the month kind of play out. And then on the 21st or that weekend before, I would say proclaim everything that you desire to the universe and make it happen. And now towards the end of the month, we're getting down to the 30th, where we have Neptune going retrograde also. So again, it's back to the drawing board. How do I spiritually connect with things? Am I spiritually connected to myself and to source and all of that? It's asking big questions to get big results. So Sagittarius, you got the energy to do it. I wish you nothing but luck, because this summer is going to be great for fire signs. You can bank on that. And I hope you enjoyed this whole astrology forecast, where all we did was talk about astrology and how it's going to affect you for the month. And Sagittarius, start the summer right. Balance everything in your life. You can do it. You just got to have a new way of thinking. All right. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is the first time we did this. And I say thank you so much from everybody here at Raise Your Vibration TV. And I will see you in July.